Hello you guys, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Miss Mbogwa, with another video, and as you can tell from the title, it is another story time. Some of you really enjoyed this, so please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and also click the notification bell. That way you get notified every time I post a new video. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so this story time is a very funny one. I'm about to head to the supermarket, and when I woke up in the morning, I remember like things that I did when I was young, and it took me back to this one time with a best friend of mine. Okay, so this is, I think, exactly after high school. Yeah, after high school. So we were I think you guys can really relate. Like, there's something like when you're at that age, you're so excited with the idea of like going out, meeting guys, people buying you drinks, like just wearing like, all those skimpy clothes and just being out there doing the most. So I was not different. I think it was on a Friday, and me and my friend, like, we used to leave home and just party on a Friday, a Saturday, Sunday, throughout the day, and go home at Sunday in the evening, or sometimes Monday in the morning, but mostly it used to be like Sundays in the evening. So on this particular day, first of all, don't even forget, like, I don't even know how I was able to do this, considering that my dad was like super strict. But anyway, for some reason, I always found a way to like leave home and stuff. So on this day, like we usually did, we would pack like a bunch of clothes and shoes and carry them in like a bag. And you know what's the most embarrassing part is that we used to carry these bags to the clubs that we were going to. We used to carry these bags, but anyway, on that day we left home a little earlier, and then we went to Ngara. Wait, actually it wasn't Ngara, it was Koja. It was Koja, because I remember us going and buying clothes right before we took a matatu to take us to Westlands, because that's when Westlands was Westlands. We bought some clothes, and then there was another guy who had a shop, like a store, not for clothes. I think it was just a regular, kama duka. It was a duka, like that kind of a store. For those of you who don't understand what duka is, it's basically like a store where you can buy like some food, or you can buy groceries. Let me put it that way. So me and my friend, after we get our stuff, since it's gonna be so much stuff, we took like the new stuff to this guy's shop, and we decided to come and get them in the morning after we leave Westlands. So on this particular night, we decided to go to Galileo. Like we had started being like really fond of Galileo, and especially when they stopped IDing us. We knew like the bouncers at the entrance, some of the servers. One of the security was in charge of the dancing area. So what we would do is that we would wear like really short dresses or shorts and tops, you just skimpy, and maybe heels, and put on like a really big trench coat. So like when we got to clubs, we'd just take out the trench coats and just live our best lives. So this particular day, we got there, we know the people at the door, then they're even asking for ID. And actually, I think at that time, we were like 18 years old. 17? No, 18 years old. So we get inside, everyone was really nice to us. And we were so lucky because, in a club, when you have all these things to do, first of all, they don't let you get inside. Sometimes we would ask them to like, they keep our stuff with them. Now thinking about it is like, why were we carrying so much stuff? Like, and we never used to take any taxis or Ubers, just because it's like, we used to feel like it was so expensive. And as you know, when you're that age, like, you're just broke, and would rather use public transportation, the matatus, which are so cheaper, and then just keep the rest of the cash. My friend, she used to be friends with the security guy who used to be at the dance floor. But what happens in a club, and okay, let me just put it for that particular club, is that some people start sitting down, people would just go there and chill, and he was trying to like control the movement of the people and make sure the only people who are on that dance floor are only people who want to dance. So we take our bags to this guy, and like he's friends with my friend, and he allows us to put our stuff there, and also we take out our trench coats. We thought we were the shit. You couldn't tell us anything. We were fire. Let's call call this security guy Tony. We give our stuff to Tony. Tony keeps our stuff on the side, like it's him, like he's in charge, so we're cool. So we only left with whatever we have, and I think I had my phone, and then my friend Marit, let me just put your name out there. Her sister had sent her a new phone, like a really nice, I think Sony Ericsson. it was fine, and since we didn't want to like risk the phone being stolen, we just decided to put it inside one of our bags, and just put it on the side, because we know this guy was watching of our stuff. And I had like a really regular, I think Samsung, like I think that time we had like the slide. We were killing it, okay? We started dancing, we started talking to guys, then they would buy us drinks. Like, the night just used to be nice. Like, the only thing we had to carry was our transportation money, and everything else used to be catered for. Like, we used to get guys who'd get us drinks and food, just like it happens to most girls. But that just used to make us feel like we were having the time of our lives, let me put it that way. So on this time, like, we dance, we're actually leaving the dance floor. If we get like guys and we're going to like the bar and they're buying us drinks, and like we're just living life, you know, but because we know like our stuff is safe with this other guy. So come morning around, I think 5:30, we go back to the dance floor, and we ask, so we go back to the dance floor to find Tony. Tony is nowhere to be found. So we thought like he just moved from there, since people had already started leaving. And so we went like to I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, like back then Galileo used to have like different rooms. So we just go around looking for Tony, because when we asked one of his co-workers like, where's Tony, he's like, I think Tony has already left, but you could check if he's still in the back. And if you're saying that he has your stuff, he probably is still in the back. So guys, we look for Tony. Where's Tony? Tony's nowhere to be found. Where's our staff? There's nowhere to be found. We called the manager, and we asked the manager to call Tony. Tony's not picking up his calls, and actually lets us know Tony's off duty, so he can't really, like, he doesn't need to pick his calls, you know. So that's when like we become very confused, because it's still becoming brighter outside, and actually, to be honest with you, we're broke at this point. We don't have any money to call a taxi, and I don't know why it never hit us to call, like, to like text our wait, we didn't have any phones. All our phones were inside the bags. Oh man. Okay, so picture this. This is us. For me, I had a really small crop top, and I think I had some shorts, and then I had some heels. The same with my friend, like really short. Like, there's no way we were going home in matatu like that. So anyway, it gets to a point, and one of the guys gives me a sweater, like a regular sweater like this. You know, it doesn't cover much, but it's like I was gonna freeze like that early morning trying to go back home. And don't forget, I live in Rongai. So we have to take a matatu to town, walk from Koja all the way to railways. It's like from this end of town to that end of town, take another matatu. When I say matatu, I mean like a public bus transportation, take us to Rongai. Whoo. So anyway, Marit is like, okay, so we don't have our stuff, we have to leave now. And I think one of the guy actually gives us like, I think like 200 bob, like just enough money for transportation. And my friend is like, we need to go now, because there's nothing that's going to happen when we keep staying here. Like, we gotta leave. So we got, the good thing is that back then when you left Galileo, like right outside, the matatus would stop there. I think just because they knew people were leaving the clubs and stuff, and just fill up and go to town. So that's what we did. And I told my friend, you know what, perfect, we bought some clothes yesterday, that's what we're going to wear. Like, because we remembered like we had some pants and just clothes that we could cover. So we get to Koja, we alight the matatu, and now we are headed towards my friend's store. And as we are walking, one guy, okay, first of all, I'm gonna translate it in Swahili so you can hear just how funny it was, and then translate it into English. So when we get there and we were walking fast because we gotta get to this guy's store. We were very sure he was open. Like back at home, stores open pretty early, even as early as 6 a.m. in the morning. One guy says, okay, I'll translate in Swahili, right? Hey, Kamau, ndio hawa. Ndio wanatoka. Hawa wametuzoea sana. Kuja uone kwanza vile wamevaa, hata hawaogopi. This is too much. This is too much. So what that guy said, that guy basically called his other friends to come and see these prostitutes that don't even have any shame at this point. Like we're not even covering ourselves anymore after we're done with work. He kept saying, no, this is too much. This is too much. Kamau, kuja. Tarara, Kamau. Listen. Ushayogopa, have you ever been scared? So here we are, 18-year-olds in like God knows skimpy wear, like literally. And we are walking to, well, we got to a point, so it's like the Kamau came out, the whoever came out, all these guys just started coming together and like facing us. Mari turns to me and she's like, you know what? Fuck those clothes. We are out of here. So we ran. we ran. And it's like we're changing this street, we're changing the other streets until we get to until we get to railways to take a matatu to take us home where I lived. So we get there and it's like people are just looking at us like, do you know those judgmental eyes? Like people legit believe that we were prostitutes. We just left work. And it didn't even help that it was on a weekend, you know? So we were just like waiting for a matatu. Oh my gosh. So we wanted to sit at the front. That way we don't have to face any people at the back, like moving and stuff. Because you know when you're in a matatu, sometimes when you're like not seated at the window, if the person at the window needs to move, you need to get up. So what do you have? Your ass in front of someone else who's sitting at the back. And so my friend, for some reason, we wanted to sit at the front. So for some reason, she goes to sit at the front and then another guy sits there. You know, it's like sometimes people fight to sit at the front. And so me, I sit at the back. So I came to like the immediate, like first part of the back. And so the conductor is the person who's in charge of collecting money from the people inside this matatu. He's like, hey, I don't know, he just made some smart comment about just how I was looking at me as if the moment like we get to Rongai, he's gonna have it's gonna be his birthday party or something, you know. So he's like, is that your friend at the front? I'm like, yeah, the driver wants you to go and sit at the back. Let me tell you guys what the driver did. So there's like where the driver is seated, so I'm here, right? You have like a half cover. And then like if you wanted, like the people at the front, usually what these conductors do, if you're at the front and they need money, you can just give your money like this. Does that make sense? Like if you know, you know. I'm just trying to explain for the people who don't understand like what matatus are and how it works. So this guy's like, is that your friend at the front? And it's like, yeah, I think my friend told the driver, asked the driver if I could sit at the front. So what happened was the driver just extended his freaking arm and was like, guys, I don't know if you guys can see. The driver was like, kuja hapa nyuma. Like, kuja hapa nyuma. Hey, what? Like he's literally touching me like I'm a piece of meat. And I was like, I didn't have anything to say. Like at that point, like we're traumatized. Like what the hell is all this treatment? We're just kids who want to have fun. So anyway, thank God I sit at the front with my friend. And this driver is like, he keeps like, you know, like touching our thighs. And my friend was like, you know what, just don't touch us. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. And I was like, thank you. At this point, we just want to get home and just shower and just sleep. Like that was too much. And don't forget, like at this point we're still stressed. Like we lost most of our stuff. We don't have our phones, we don't have our clothes, our bags, like we lost our stuff. We were home safe. I think the reason why we carried so many clothes and so much stuff was we were very optimistic that we might find other friends to invite us on a gig like the next day on a Saturday or on a Sunday and things like that. And we didn't want to have to go back home. And I really don't understand. So the thing was, we were not sure if it was Tony who had taken our stuff. We were so sure that he was checking over our stuff because I think that had happened before with a few other stuff, and we've always gotten our stuff from like Tony. So we were very sure like he had our stuff. But then we're not sure if there were some people on the dance floor who decided to take our stuff. And that's why we were like looking for him before we checked anything. So best believe eventually we did follow up like with the management, the other security, asked them to check the cameras. Like we really insisted for them to check the cameras and see who took our stuff. And we did come to the confirmation that it was Tony. Tony, that lying. Anyway, yeah, he's the one who stole our stuff. It wasn't like some random person. But anyway, that is how people thought we were prostitutes, and we kind of like really paid for that. So if you guys enjoy my story times, don't forget to give this story a thumbs up. Share this with your friends if you found it funny, and I'll keep more coming. And until next time, guys, nawapenda sana. Bye.